Hello, we are back again with Chapter 15 of Freak the Mighty. This is Mr. Daniels again, and we are coming up on a very important chapter entitled What Came Down the Chimney. We just finished Chapter 14 where Grimm basically says, hey, I need to go get a gun. I don't know about you guys. What do you think about that? Is it right to have a gun to protect yourself from violence on the outside? I don't know. You know, that's just certainly up to you to decide for yourselves. But we're going to go and get into the chapter right now. Chapter 15. Christmas Eve is real quiet. Like Freak says, you could hear a mouse fart, which even if it's a stupid joke, it makes Grimm smile and shake his head. Freak and the Fair Gwyn have supper with us, and we're all trying to pretend like everything is normal and nobody says a word about Killer Kane getting out of prison. The Fair Gwyn is wearing this dark, silky red blouse and a long black shirt that almost touches the floor, and her waist is so small, and she looks like one of those Christmas ornaments, the kind that makes a tingle bell sound when the branches move. Freak is all dressed up too. He's wearing this tweedy new suit jacket that has patches on the elbows, and Grimm says all he needs is a pipe and he'll look like quite the professor.
No tobacco, Freak says. Nicotine is a toxic waste of time.
Oh, just a pipe, Grimm insists. You don't have to smoke it.
Don't get him started on bad habits, Grimm says. Maxwell, pass the mint sauce.
Mint sauce is one of Graham's specialties, and you'd be amazed at how it improves everything, which is why I've been keeping it close by. Anyhow, the food is the best. You can't beat Graham for Christmas or Thanksgiving or birthdays, and we all eat till we're fit to bust, except the Fair Gwyn makes sure Freak doesn't eat too fast. You'd think I was starving him, the Fair Gwyn says.
Please, sir, more gruel,
he says, holding up his plate, making a funny face where his tongue sticks out sideways. And Graham laughs so hard she has a coughing fit, which makes us all shut up. After supper, we sit around like you do, admiring the tree and talking about how lucky we are not to be homeless, and Grimm starts telling these old stories about when he was a kid and they got lumps of coal in their stockings.
If we were lucky, we got an apple core, he says, or a few orange rinds.
Now, Arthur, Graham says, you never got a lump of coal in your life.
You're right. We never even got a lump of coal. Can you imagine? My father couldn't afford coal, so we'd write the word coal on a piece of paper and put it in our stockings, and we'd pretend it was a lump of coal. That's how poor we were.
The Fair Gwyn is laughing to herself and shaking her head. Graham says, how can you tell such lies on Christmas Eve?
I'm telling tales, my dear, not lies. Lies are mean things, and tales are meant to entertain.
And so we all sit there acting polite and listening to Grimm make up stuff no one would ever in a million years believe. And all of us have a cup of hot chocolate and a piece of Russell Stover candy right out of the box. And then it's time to pass around a few of the presents. Grimm has this rule that you can open one on Christmas Eve and you save the rest for the morning, which can be tough deciding on what to open first. Grimm starts off because, like he says, he's really a kid at heart and he can't stand to wait. For Graham, he gets this woolly sweater that buttons up front, and he acts surprised even if he's gotten 100 like it already. Then Graham opens her present from me, which is a bracelet made of shells from beaches around the world, and right away she puts it on and says, oh, it's just what she wanted. Which is so like Graham. If you gave her an old beer can, she'd act pleased and say it was just what she wanted. Then Freak opens his present for me. Even before he gets the paper all the way off, he gives me this thumbs up and says, cool! It's a gizmo that looks like a jackknife, but really it's a whole bunch of screwdrivers and wrenches and even a little magnifying glass. I'm pretty sure Freak can invent stuff with it if he feels like it. Graham gives the Fair Gwyn this scarf that just so happens to match her blouse, and everybody goes, ooh, and ah, and I finally decide what present to open. Right away, you'd know it was something Freak did, because the box isn't square, it's pointed at the top like a pyramid. And instead of regular wrapping paper, he's got the Sunday comics taped all over it, and it's driving me nuts trying to figure out what would fit inside a pyramid-shaped box. Freak seems like he's just as excited as me, even though he already knows what he put inside.
Take off all the paper first, he says. There's a special way to open it.
Real careful, I peel off all the paper, and the thing is, it's not a pyramid-shaped box he bought somewhere. He made it. You can see where he cut the pieces of cardboard and taped them all together. And written on the sides of the pyramid are all these little signs and arrows. Follow the arrows, he says. The arrows point all over the place, and I have to keep turning the pyramid around until I finally get to this sign that says, "Press here and be amazed."
Go on, Freak says. It's not an explosive device, silly. It won't blow up in your face.
I press the spot in the pyramid, and all of a sudden, all four sides fold down at the same time. And I'm looking inside the pyramid, and just like Freak promised, I'm amazed.
"The young man's a genius," Grim is saying, "and I don't use that word lightly."
Grim is right about that, because Freak has the whole thing rigged with these elastic bands and paper clips, which is what made the sides unfold at the same time. And inside this little platform, and on the platform, is a book. Not a normal book like you buy in the store, but a book he made himself, and you can tell that right away. It looks so special. I'm afraid I might pick it up or I might ruin it.
What I did was take all my favorite words, Freak says, and put them in alphabetical order.
Like a dictionary?
Exactly, Freak says, but different, because this is my dictionary. Go on, take a look inside.
I opened the book the way he asked, and the pages smell like ballpoint pen. And it starts with A, just like a regular dictionary, but as Freak said, it's different. A, aardvark, a silly-looking creature that eats ants.
Arg! What the aardvark says when it eats ants.
Abacus, a finger-powered computer. Abscissa, the horizontal truth.
You don't have to read them all tonight, Freak says. Save some for tomorrow. I gotta tell you, though, you're gonna flip when you see what I did to the Z's.
This is the best, getting Freak's dictionary. Everything else is extra. I figure it will take forever to fall asleep because my head is still full of stuff. Grimmin has written down lump of coal, the pyramid with the special book inside, and how fat wet flakes of snow were falling when the fair wind towed Freak home in his American Flyer wagon, and on the way he was pretending to boss her around by saying, "On Donner, on Dasher, on Guinevere!" And she's telling him to shut up or she'll leave him outside until he turns into a snowman. Which must be why I'm dreaming about a little snowman who looks like Freak. The snowman keeps saying, "Cool, cool." And when I wake up, I can feel cold coming into my bedroom, which is weird because it's always warm in the down under with the furnace right next to the door. I think I hear the wind right there in the room, except it's not the wind. Someone breathing. Someone who rises up darker than the night, as big as the room, and puts a giant hand on my face and presses down. "Don't say a word, boy," he whispers. "Not a sound." I try to move, try to shrink myself back into the bed, but the hand follows me down. The hand is so hard and strong, I can't make it move. And it feels like my heart has stopped. It's waiting to see what will happen next. "I came back," he says, "like I promised." I am looking at the time here, and I do think we have a time for a quick character interview after this. I do believe we have him, Mr. Max's dad, a.k.a. known as Killer Kane. Kenny Kane, what in the world? Why are you back here in Max's room?
"Well, I got out of prison, and here I am to claim my own son back. You see, he thinks there's a lot of things bad that I've done over the years, and I want to set him straight on what I really did."
Okay, no offense, but your voice is rather creepy, and I think that you just need to calm down now. And getting out of prison, are you on parole? Did you escape? What is going on here?
"I didn't escape jail. I'm out on parole because I changed inside. I'm a changed man. I've seen the light, I found religion. I'm at one with God, and quite frankly, I got out on my good behavior that I've been showing in jail since I arrived there.
Okay, Mr. Kane, so you're saying you're a changed man. I really, truly don't know if I believe that because, quite frankly, you're scaring me right now.
Well, you know what scares me? Your bald head, that's what scares me.
Okay, that was just not right. You should not be saying that about my head. Let's get back to the point here. Are you going to take Max now? What are you planning on doing?
Well, if I told you that, you would know what happens in the next chapter. So why don't you go ahead and just find out what happens by reading the next chapter?
Okay. Excellent foreshadowing for the next chapter, chapter 16. I don't know how many people are going to be able to put the book down now, but if you want to, you can. But if not, by all means, dive into the next chapter because it is a doozy. This is Mr. Daniels signing off.
And Killer Kane signing off too.
Okay, you didn't need to talk right there. That was kind of an interview bomb right there. Stop.
What?
I said stop.
I'm leaving, I swear.
Okay, just get out of here. Okay.
I will. Bye.
All right, he is officially gone now. That was creepy, and I'm going to have to watch my back because I have a feeling he might be coming after me next. This is Mr. Daniels signing off. Have a pleasant day.